In today's episode of Marketplace Finds, we have a Ford Ranger extended to be a six-wheeler, a Dodge Ram nicknamed the Doughboy, and a 1 of 30 in the world Subaru. Now this is a showstopper right here. If you haven't seen one of these before, they basically cut down a car, this one being a 1990 Ford Thunderbird, and slam it onto an extremely low golf cart frame while still being able to drive and steer it using the golf cart's batteries. They look absolutely insane and hilarious to see. They confuse the hell out of most people and are great for car shows. Even just to get into it, you basically have to give yourself scoliosis to climb in. Thankfully this one the sunroof still works, so that should make it easier. This one was listed for $1,800, which is a great price for such an unusual but funny car. Here we have an extremely rare 1969 Subaru 360 yacht that is in need of a restoration. Although it has Subaru as the brand, this specific model was built in California, of which only 30 were built before the company went bankrupt and closed down. The 30 were sold to a high school to be used in their driver training program, and considering the 360cc engine only made 25 horsepower, I don't think the students were doing many drag races in them. It's listed up for only $2,700, which honestly seems like a great price considering the last restored one sold for $30,000. A little bit of rust work and some new paint could make for a great garage piece. Next up is a good old 2001 Dodge Ram 1500 called the Doughboy, because nothing says you've got a lot of dough like wasting 70 grand on an old truck to impress your buddies. It's got all the mods you'd expect, with 26-inch wheels, airbags, wheel lights, the usual stuff to get the attention they missed as a child. Also, is it just me, or does the Doughboy hood picture remind you guys of a certain person from history? Because boy, does it look like someone to me. Now to be fair, I don't really get modified vehicles like this, but I can say it does seem to have some good mods and seems to be done professionally, so I do have to give it some props. The owner is after $40,000, which to me is insane for a 2001, but let me know what you think in the comments. These Scion owners are seriously built different, as we have this 2006 one sitting on a Jeep chassis, and in all honesty, it looks pretty tough with the square body shape that somehow seems to fit the frame and big tires. The interior is a different story where the back seats look clean and tidy like this, however the front seats are a whole different story. Yep, that's a small block 305 sticking out of the floor that has been swapped in to run this beast. Don't mind the extra noise, heat, and if there's an exhaust leak, it just means you'll start having even more fun driving it around. Just don't stick your feet too close or you'll melt your shoes to the manifolds, even though the gas pedal is basically touching one. They are after $4,000, and honestly, I'd buy it if I lived nearby, just to bash it around a field. Here we have a 2009 Smart for 2 smart car with many interesting modifications. You know how they say those squatted truck drivers are compensating? Well, hide your sister, because this is the opposite of that. Rocking a set of bullhorns on the front almost wider than the car itself, the black and red custom paint, and a ridiculous looking wing on the back definitely grabs attention. Unfortunately, it does have a muffler delete with this exhaust tip out the back, so you know it sounds like a fart can going down the road, annoying all their neighbours. It's got 95,000 miles, and the owner is after $4,000, which seems steep, but considering the fuel price might be worth it. Got a mullet or own a jean jacket? Well, this good old Ford Ranger is for you. Looking like it came out of the 80s with this wild paint job, which is completely different on each side, and how can you hate on the hot pink flames on the hood? Alongside that, it obviously has an extra axle, turning it into a 6-wheeler, which required a frame and bed extension. The engine has the original 4-litre V6, which really needs a V8 to match the sick paint job. The comments were mixed with some loving it and saying they would daily it, with others not quite as supportive. The owner is after $8,000, not including the legendary KDX on the back, and from the comments, it seems like quite a few were interested. Ever wanted a bike that can take you, your wife and your wife's boyfriend? Or do I have the bike for you? Introducing this custom stretch motorbike. It's got a 1600cc Volkswagen engine, 3 comfy looking seats that have armrests and even a small trunk space for items in the back. It's a huge 17 feet long and probably doesn't have the best turning circle, but reportedly runs and drives smoothly. Just don't hit any big potholes, and hopefully the front wheel will stay attached. Previously used in events such as Santa's sleigh and taking kids to prom, it's definitely an attention grabber. The owner is after $6,500, which is a little bit more than what I'd pay, but honestly not too bad. Up next, we have a 1991 Toyota Previa that has undergone some great and hilarious modifications. Starting its life out as a comfortable and reliable mum's soccer van, the owner of this rescued it from the scrapyard and built it into this beast. That's right, it's been duly converted with some fresh looking mud tyres on all 6 wheels, has a new winch, and a fresh paint job on top. It's honestly been done so well. The dually conversion basically looks like it came like that from the factory, and even the interior looks nice and tidy. Perfect for the off-road trips with the family. It could be yours for $22,000, which is extremely expensive but still a cool build nonetheless. You can check out the owner's quick build video with the link in the description below. This next one seems like a good buy until you read one of the lines in the seller's description. It's a 2022 Toyota GR86, and the first red flag is that its wheels seem to have been swapped for steelies. You might think maybe the owner just has odd taste, but it begins to make sense when you read the line that the engine is currently knocking. That's right, a 2022 already having an engine knock that isn't covered under warranty. It's likely the owner took off whatever nicer wheels they had when they realized the engine was toast and are now trying to sell their problem onto the next person. In all honesty, it wouldn't be that bad except the owner is after a crazy $18,000 when the engine is on its last legs. This next one is a Lexus IS 300 trailer made to match the owner's IS 300. It's a bit weird to sell them separately as I feel like it's a package deal, but unfortunately they're only selling the trailer. Surprisingly, the doors and windows all still work, and even more surprisingly is the owner's offer of welding a hitch to your car for an extra $250. Also, why are the seats still in the trailer? Because there's no way in hell I'd be getting in there. It's only $750, so if you have a white IS 300 to match, it could be for you. We've seen the many modified Ram trucks, but I have never seen a modified van version until now. This was a 2001 Dodge Ram 2500 van that, as you can see, has had the back cut off and converted into a long bed. I'm not a fan of the way the vans look, but man, I really can't say this looks better. They've even kept the half cut down back doors almost like a tailgate, and even the side doors are still there the same. Honestly, it does look practical and would be super easy to get in and out with the doors like that, so I can't even hate it. The owner is after $6,500, which, considering it has the better V8 engine, seems alright, but the buyer should make sure the transmission has been rebuilt or not. This odd little scooter trike thing is a 2009 Panther Scoot Coupe, an odd vehicle that somehow is legal in all 50 states. They come with either a 49 or 150cc engine, this one having the smaller size, topping out a tiny 35 miles per hour, so perfect for those whose mum won't let them get a real motorbike. It even has seat belts and a roll bar, which is perfect if you're under 5 feet tall. The owner is after $5,500, and considering it's been listed for a while and can't go on the highway, is asking for too much. Ever wanted a dually gooseneck but never been able to afford it? Well, do I have the car for you. I don't even know what it originally was, but I love the custom 6-foot long mirrors that are wider than the car itself, and the wooden back wall after they cut the roof off for the gooseneck. I just wish we had close-up pictures of the custom bar work itself, as it's got to be as good as the rest of the car. Unfortunately, there's no description, and it was listed up for $1 million, so I think this guy posted it up to show off his legendary vehicle customization. Not quite as bad as the weeaboo wagon we had last week as this 2004 Toyota Solara convertible. Comes with a waifu down the side along with some classic pink hearts and flames, because who needs deodorant at Comic Con when having the top down airs you out on the drive there. In the interior, we have some actually comfortable looking pink bucket seats with some highlighted pink air vents and door trims to match. The owner is after $3,500, and considering it's done 140,000 miles, if you manage to knock $1,000 off the top, would be a half decent buy. Up next, we have what seems to be a school bus playing dress up as a double decker, where the owners have cut and extended the roof to make it 9 foot tall on the inside. Although extremely ugly, the creators thankfully have used multiple metal braces for the new ceiling, so it won't rip off in the next storm, alongside a bunch of spray foam insulation. They have made 2 compartments, one at the front and one at the back, which are meant to be bedrooms, but as you can see, they resemble more of a horse trailer, so there's plenty of work still to be done. But hey, at least it comes with some extra wooden posts, just in case you bring a heifer back and need to prop up the bedroom a bit. The owner is asking for an insane $15,000, which I highly doubt they will get. Considering the massive amount of work still needing to be done, you may as well just go and buy a motorhome. Next up is the absolute classic 2009 Infiniti G37, with the usual modifications sitting on these huge dinner plate floater rims, of which the owner has somehow lost one. I will probably get destroyed for this in the comments, but honestly, I kind of like the custom paint color, and it looks to be well done. It really is just those rims that ruin it. The $10,000 asking price might be alright if it came with all 4 wheels and if it had low miles, but unfortunately the owner didn't list them. These PT Cruiser owners never surprise me, with this one being placed on top of a Landcruiser frame. It sits on big 39-inch swampers, has a Dodge 318 Magnum engine and a 727 transmission. Unfortunately, we only got 3 photos, and the owner is only after $3,000, which is a great price considering the parts cost alone. Next up is this 1951 Massey Harris combine that has been converted into this train. It has gone through a ton of effort and fabrication to create the train body on top of this old combine harvester. It even runs and drives, hitting a massive 15 miles per hour max. I'm not sure if it's supposed to replicate a specific train model, so if you know what it is, feel free to let us know in the comments. It's listed up for $7,500, but would probably cost a fair bit when trying to move it due to the size. This is just a cool little bonus find I came across for the mechanics out there. It's a chair almost completely made up of engine timing chains. It must have taken a hell of a long time welding it all up, and it might not be the most comfortable, but it looks awesome. Thanks for watching another episode of Golden Garage. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe, and also let us know in the comments below which car you would buy.